Boodum, boodum.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
This is great coffee.
Yeah, man. This
Appreciate
is,
you. Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
Thank you for being on. Jason, welcome back to the Right Boundless podcast. What has been going on with this crazy weather? This past weekend, the river here was like almost completely full. I think, well, last year was pretty similar of how full it got too, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, this year was a little bit different. What we saw, it was a very strong connection from Tonga, Fiji, and also the Hawaiian Islands. It was known as the atmospheric river, but a true Southern California-based atmospheric river. Usually it's more Northern California and Central California. This was also a very deepening 982 millibar low that really started to develop in a very, very short time frame, roughly about around the 25th of January or so.
January,
and it started to kind of develop off of Tonga and off of the Hawaiian Islands in that general origin. Yeah. And then it can progress, and it really fed with the very warm equatorial Pacific off the coast of Peru due to El Nino.
Right.
And that's the strengthening of the subtropical jet stream, the Pacific jet extension. And it just really went with it. And it started intensifying. That's why we got almost near 100-mile-an-hour winds in some parts of Sacramento. San Jose had almost 100,000 people were without power on Sunday night. It was pretty intense. Saturday evening, Sunday morning. It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
And then it continued to just get deeper and stronger, and we had very strong surface winds at roughly about 45 to 60 miles per hour in the Montecito, Santa Barbara area, and also down into Ventura, California, and even into Los Angeles. We had some gusts,
right?
35, 40 mile per hour gusts on Sunday night with very heavy rain. And this really just tapped into that subtropical moisture or even tropical moisture, and it just semi-stalled out over the Los Angeles County area from about Sunday night, about 7 o'clock. And it just continued, even earlier than that, probably 1 p.m., it just continued to rain and rain and rain it did. And people are like, oh, well, there's El Nino. He showed up. He's El Macho now.
Is that what they were calling him?
Yeah, I call him.
Yeah,
El Macho. He basically lifted like all the weights and everything. He's like, you know what? I'm going to show Los Angeles what's going to really happen. What's up? So we did. I mean, UCLA broke a record not seen since 1934. And that brings back to where you were talking about with the LA River. The last time we seen it crest was many, many years ago, but this time to the point of cresting, probably since 1934, 1969, 1983. Big El Nino events. 1998, February was a big year. We had 15 inches of rain in Los Angeles for that entire month.
That's so much rain.
This storm produced 15 inches of rain.
No way.
In one storm, in parts of it. Downtown Los Angeles hovered at roughly 10.57 inches. That's more rain that we saw in one storm than compared to last year. Yeah. Most of the storm energy last year was focused to Northern California, Santa Cruz. That's where the pier broke. This year's energy has been focused much more further south of Point Conception, Santa Barbara,
Ventura,
San Diego, January 22nd. That was the first in the series of these very major Pacific systems. Slammed San Diego. Strong cold front. We did get a good amount of rain. We got about 2 to 3 inches of rain here. And then that morning of January 22nd, on that Monday, it just annihilated the morning commute from 8 a.m. to about 11 a.m. They got almost near 4 to 5 inches of rain. That area gets probably the least amount of rainfall compared to any other part of California.
Really?
Yes. Normally they are left out. They are normally not even part of the equation. So with them getting that extreme amount of rainfall in such a short amount of time, well,
that's what happens.
Massive flooding.
Yeah.
Significant flooding. And that's what was the main culprit for that. Also was a very strong Pacific jet extension, but it was aimed at a right lateral type of access point south of Orange County right into San Diego, where this time, the one we just had, they came through on February 4th through the 7th. That brought a direct hit into Los Angeles, 180 knot jet screaming into the Los Angeles basin area. A lot of people were very, very concerned up in Studio City in our area.
Yeah, the mountains.
Yeah.
The Doñas. The Doñas were crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Up to near 300 estimated mudslides had occurred in the foothills around Los Angeles. So it was a pretty big deal, and that's why everyone's concerned now for the second series of storms that are coming on in.
Second series? Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't remember my sounds. Oh, where is it? Second series of storms? Tell me more.
Well, the second series of storms is developing right now. We have beautiful weather right now, but
beautiful.
And that's what happened before the storms that came through on February.
Yeah, you're right.
But we have a little interesting, different situation. We have a more stronger subtropical high that's parked over Southern California. I think everyone's really happy about that.
Yeah.
I think people are like, no, we want our sunshine here. We pay too much to live here to get, all this rain. But in El Nino, usually it's February. February is the apex of storms, and that's what's developing right now. But this one, I think, is going to be a little bit further towards Santa Barbara, northbound. It's still going to affect western LA County, but I think Northern California, Humboldt County, down to Santa Rosa, San Francisco, Oakland, 4 to 7 inches of rain possible by Sunday night into Monday. Now, the frontal boundary will move fairly slow across, all the way down towards about San Luis Obispo County, where they had, believe it or not, 2 EF1 tornadoes that happened in Pismo Beach.
I actually saw the videos of that, yeah.
So it's not uncommon to see a very significant tornado threat in February, March, April, and in May. So it's going to be something that we're going to have to really take a look at, because we're not done with the storms yet. There's more rain that's coming in March too as well. And we may have a very wet spring.
Last year, I don't know if you remember, but I didn't travel till June. Right. And my point was, from January to May, I don't remember seeing the sun. It was like always overcast. It was always rainy. It was always, because I planned the weekend rides, and I'm always, like, hey, guys, let's ride. Let's go here. Let's go there. I remember I didn't take my bike out in like months. I'm like, what is happening?
We had very deep, June gloom that occurred almost until the end of June.
Yeah, but we had May gloom. Yeah. I remember it was commenting.
May was completely socked in April. People were like, what is this? Is this Seattle?
Yeah.
No pun on Seattle, but is this Seattle? Like it was literally.
Oh. No pun.
No,
funny guy.
Exactly. So. It was just one of those things that just had a really strong impact on our temperatures were also the coolest that we've seen in almost 30 to 20 years. It's been colder than average too. And then our summer was kind of interesting. Remember we were talking right before Hillary?
Yeah.
Look at Hillary.
Yeah.
That brought a lot of rain. People are like, Hillary didn't do blah, 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 blah. I said, well, it rained in August.
Yeah.
We never get rain in August. It's usually 115 to 110 degrees, and then we go right on in. And literally, we got quite a bit of rain, so that did pan out. And that's usually was the start of the warming of the equatorial Pacific, where you have the Eastern Pacific hurricane season in October.
Right.
We had Otis. Otis was a very strong, powerful Category 5 monster that hit Acapulco, and it was very,
Acapulco was crushed. Yeah. Acapulco.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna get in trouble. I did a video the other day, and I said Mexico, and it's I said Mexico.
Right.
It's Mexico.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah,
Mexico.
Yeah, Acapulco got
smashed.
Terrible. Really, I feel so bad for those people.
Like Hulk smashed.
Yeah,
literally. But it was bad. It was really bad because they had no warning. Because here it was just a tropical storm 6 hours prior, and the rapid intensification process went, and then, whoa, they weren't prepared for a Category 5 monster at 165 mile per hour, sustained winds with over 220 mile per hour gusts.
Oh my God.
Like, it destroyed the hotel industry like that. They're still going to be reeling from that for years to come. It's a very, very, very sad situation. We don't really hear that much about it on our
Well, we don't
news.
hear much about anything worldwide.
No, we don't.
Really?
We don't hear
At
about
all.
we don't. Yeah. Floods in Morocco, floods in I think it was different areas, parts of Mediterranean got a lot of flooding too. So Greece got flooding. So by a Medicaid.
What about these? Did you see the tornadoes in Florida?
I did.
Those were crazy too, man.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's it's not usually tornadoes out there; it's hurricanes. But
because of the strong subtropical jet stream in an El Nino pattern, it favors Florida and Texas and the Gulf Coast states. Right. And they usually have an enhancement where it hits that warm Gulf of Mexico moisture. You have a deepening low pressure in the Gulf. Boom, you're going to get severe weather, and that's exactly what happened in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
So Fort Lauderdale,
that's right.
Right after the new year, everyone's like, 2024 is definitely doing Jumanji bingo card tornado in Fort Lauderdale. Everyone's like, "Whoa, look at the tornado!" I saw the videos, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty common." That was really my reaction. Like, this happened before. We've seen this before. And now New York's dealing with the nor'easter. They've been waiting for snow now for what? Since 2020. Now they got almost near 15 to 12 inches of snow. New York's going to get roughly about 8 inches of snow, but all said and done. But I know they're finally going to get real measurable snowfall. They're pretty excited over there. That's a good sign about.
So they haven't had snow in how long?
Since 2020, a sizable, almost 720 plus.
And they were missing it.
And they were missing it because they were in like a snow drought.
Yeah.
Remember how everyone was kind of like talking about, oh, the Sierra snowpack is going to be so grim, and now it's almost at average for the season. So look how quickly these storms can just intensify. Now, back to the current storm. The one thing that I'm watching is could this storm also kind of do something a little bit different? Because I know the high pressure is moving away, but could it actually intensify because of the warmer sea surface temperatures? Because El Nino is exiting and La Niña will be coming by about June 1st or so, meteorological summer. That could change things around quite a bit. So what's going to start happening is we're going to start seeing a changeover where we transition between El Nino and La Niña. And that's when things get really kind of severe weather in the Midwest and big time storms in the South, and things can get a lot of spring flooding can occur. It's also much warmer than normal across much of the nation. They haven't had much of a real Arctic outbreak since the January polar plunge that occurred in Kansas City. Yeah. Talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Right. They got negative 35 below zero. Remember they had to play that game in early January? So, now they're like, oh yeah, well, they won the Super Bowl, but basically, it's a situation that continues to unfold. The weather's continuing to change. Also, another thing, I don't know if you heard about. You heard The Day After Tomorrow? Yeah, okay. The movie. Okay, it's a new article just came out about the ocean's conveyor belt system is slowly collapsing. I'm like, did movies have it right the whole time? But it's very interesting data coming out. Yeah. Supporting that there may be possible situation with AMOC, which is basically you're having the ocean's conveyor belt system is now starting to have salinity of salt water and then a fresh water kind of combination. It's starting to slow down, which means, could that mean another player in more significant storm activity later on? That part's still fuzzy. Right.
Because it's never happened, so we don't even know what to think.
It happened, speaking of
earthquake.
Right? California, right? We did have a couple earthquakes, too, that have happened. sizable ones too. We had a magnitude 4.6 on the Malibu coastal fault.
That's right, just like 4 days ago.
On Friday, anniversary of the Silmar earthquake, 53 years.
Whoa, on the dot.
And Hawaii, magnitude 5.7 earthquake.
Dude, Hawaii's just getting torn up.
And they felt it all the way in Waikiki. I had some friends that were like, oh, I felt the earthquake all the way from the Big Island. That's almost 250 miles away. Yeah. That's a large...
You were in Hawaii recently,
I was.
Right? Yeah.
It was back in February 2022. So not that recent. It feels like it's been, but it was actually on February 14th, 2022. I was there for about 2 weeks.
Rumor has it it's the best time to be in Hawaii right now, price-wise.
Oh, yeah, it is. And it's the best weather because with El Nino, it creates a surface high over Hawaii.
Yeah.
Perfect weather conditions right now. So if you want to go to Hawaii, folks.
No, I was looking around December for January. Tickets were like $300 round trip.
I know, and that's what I spent last time too. It's like maybe $200-something dollars, $282 round trip.
Let's all go to Hawaii, everybody. Podcast over there.
Seriously, for real. Like because it's a very good. They don't have any massive storms. In La Niña, it's different. But as we start getting into spring, they're going to get something called a heightening of a Kona low. And around Easter, around Passover, about 2018, they got a very significant event that unfolded that produced almost near 7 to 10 inches of rain in Honolulu. And it produced very, very, very heavy rainfall in a very short amount. So sometimes in spring, and we're going to be heading that way pretty soon, you get some pretty intense, severe weather that can affect even the Hawaiian Islands. So, yes, now...
A bunch going on.
There's so much going on. And then you have the volcanoes erupting in Iceland.
But the quick question. Yeah. This has always happened, right? Mm-hmm. None of this is, like, really, really new. Like, if you zoom out, I get it. If we zoom out... It's funny, because if you look at a scale of, like, in the last 10 years, it's like, oh, this is weird. It's only happened once or twice in 10 years. But if you zoom out, 50 years, it's like, well, it happened 4 or 5 times. And then if you zoom out to like 100 to 1,000.
History always repeats itself.
It always repeats itself. So
but it happens in the most unexpected moments.
Right.
And our society nowadays, well, I don't think we can handle much.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe our, our grandparents, they seem to handle stuff better because our generation... I don't know. We can't handle this.
I think the problem is, and I was having this conversation recently with a family member about if the most simplest shit hits the fan, meaning just the power goes out.
Right.
I started flipping out because I was like, dude, I don't even have a fireplace anymore. I used to have a fireplace in the home, right? You just light it up and, just heat up. And I was like, I got to start seeing in the family who has a fireplace. And I was like, all right, 3 of the members of the family have fireplace. If we lose power, just the minimalistic. I'm not even talking about the earthquake. I'm not talking about the flood rising. I'm not talking about all the other stuff. I'm talking about minimum first aid kit, minimum a trauma kit, minimum a place where I can light up a fire, a shelter or somewhere you can light up a fire, and that's the bare minimum.
Right.
But when you zoom out again, here I go with that zooming thing, like 90% of people in America, I'm making this number up, but 90% of people in LA, if not more, don't have a fireplace.
It's pretty true.
They're probably going to freeze. If I was to predict, if power was, got lost, I would predict a lot of people would probably die from...
well, people would have to get backup generators, like a Gener X or something.
But how many people have that? And how do you hook up a backup generator into a condo or to an apartment or to anything?
It's there's ways to do it, but, look at...
Do you have a generator?
I do not.
See?
But listen to this. Want to hear something funny, Robert? During the storms, the rain caused my heater to go out.
The rain, okay, got it.
Yeah, it somehow got inside the pilot.
Right.
And so what happened is I had to call the gas company to come out, and then they relit the pilot light, but they said, oh, it's kind of like wet in there. It's not going to turn on for a couple of days. And I was like, oh, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. And sure enough, but yeah, so I had to get a portable heaters, and those things will help. Those things, they're okay. They're temporary. They warm the room. If you get the good Dyson ones, maybe it will warm the entire room, but then you're going to spend $800, $900 probably will last you maybe 3 years to 5 years, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
Where this thing I have is like a tank. It's been there for since the dawn of ages, literally.
Yeah.
So, it was a sobering reminder how vulnerable we are. And during that happened, that's when the earthquake occurred, that magnitude 4.6 earthquake. And it happened very, very sudden.
Right.
Do you felt it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't feel it? I actually felt it.
I got texts and stuff, and I was at the park. I was right here down the street at the park, and I was just playing. Then I got a message, from the family, like, "Hey, earthquake!" But they were in Tarzana, and they felt it.
Yeah, I was literally sitting on my couch. I was getting some bagel and some eggs. It was kind of like a late lunch, and because it was writing.
Yeah, it was before. Like 3-4 or something like that.
It was at 1:47 in the afternoon.
It was afternoon. Yeah,
it was afternoon, and it just went. And I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, And I said, I was waiting to see if there was going to be another, either larger earthquake, because when you remember Northridge, you're like, okay, what's next?
Right.
But then I said, it's just a run-of-the-mill normal. We're used to it here. I'm like, okay. I just went to the gym and worked out.
Like, California.
Yeah, whatever.
So, next.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I was in the 89 earthquake?
No way. Loma Prieta,
Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah.
And Northridge. I was in all three of those. And my brother was in all three of those, plus Katrina.
Oh, gosh. That's so crazy.
Plus Katrina, man.
So you were in the Northridge earthquake in 94, and then you were in Hurricane Andrew in 1992.
Correct. And 89 in San Francisco.
And 89 in San Francisco. Wow.
Yeah.
During the World Series earthquake.
During the World Series, yeah. It was fucking, look, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It was insane.
What was that like for you? Explain more details, yeah.
I was so young. Nothing. I was playing outside, and then everything started shaking. Like, it shook more. I don't know. Actually, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. It shook more than Northridge. It felt like
it was a much larger earthquake too.
It was right. I
magnitude 7.1.
Yeah, I remember it was just I was playing outside and the ground started shaking, and then I ran into our apartment at the time. And I just started seeing the china and everything just fall. And then my mom's like, run out. And then we ran out. And I don't recall many aftershocks. Northridge, I remember just being woken up like in the middle of the night. It was like 4 or 5 a.m. or something like that.
That's how we got used to it. That's why we're like, whatever. We were jarred so much during the Northridge earthquake. We had hundreds of aftershocks.
That's what I'm saying. I remember,
and it was so strong. It was like the one that we had, kind of like on in Malibu, the Malibu Coastal Fault that just occurred on February 9th. Very similar. That's exactly what the aftershocks are like, but they were so numerous, and we were just so you were like, oh, here we go again. Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah. And by about like the 4th, 5th week, we're like, we didn't know what to do anymore. We're like, here we were like eating, we're drinking coffee. Oh, here we go. And that during that time, fun fact, everyone, the overall of the home prices took a dip.
Right.
For 2 to 3 years.
Right.
And it was very, very, so yeah, natural disasters have a big role in driving prices down if you want to get those homes.
Okay, I got the most randomest question for you.
Let's go.
How would you predict the world ending? I'm going to give you some options. Aliens, robots, zombies, or weather. Weather?
Yeah, but weather would be a slow process. Zombies, did you hear about the zombie virus?
I've heard
zombie deer virus.
What
kind of stuff is this?
It's crazy. They just throw themselves and start drowning themselves in the water.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I mean,
that's just a quick chemical of like.
Oh, they were mentioning also, and this is controversial. Warning, trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
COVID. Oh. COVID. Oh, that thing that's been around since 2020. It's still going. And it's still killing people. You know, people are like, but it's still serious.
This is again trigger warning, but
right.
Cahuenga, LA Fitness. You've been there forever, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever know Billy, the black gentleman, 61, 62 years old? He had the kid. He would always bring his kid to play basketball.
Yeah. What happened?
He died. He died. I was supposed to have him on the podcast.
No way,
dude. And he was healthy. You know who I'm talking about, right? Like he was super healthy.
Yeah.
And he was a single father raising his kid.
No.
And
well, it's serious.
And I wanted to get him on the podcast. He was a stunt guy. He does all the stunt stuff. And him and we used to bullshit all the time. And then he wanted to be on the podcast. And that's when I took off in June. And when I got back, I was like, that's weird. I haven't seen him random. And then I was in the sauna and somebody was like, hey, man, William passed. I'm like, William? Who's William, the kid in the basketball. And I'm like, Billy? And they're like, yeah. And LA Fitness even had a sign for like a week, for the funeral. Yeah. And the only reason I bring that up is because, again, trigger. Oh no. I was like, dude, this guy was in the film industry, and he was like, because now I'm taking count, like, was he vaccinated or not vaccinated? How many times was he vaccinated? How many people are dying that are healthy that were vaccinated?
Oh, this is a whole nother pan, a whole nother worms.
Dude. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah, no, but it bothered me, but I couldn't believe that happened to Billy, man, regardless of what the situation was, but it was a heart attack.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
It was a heart attack.
So it wasn't COVID?
We don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't want to jump. First of all, may he rest in peace. And he was one of the most awesomest guys. And I think everybody at the gym knows him. And I'll tell you, there was a big realization of me wanting to do more episodes, because it made me realize if I would have done the episode with him before I took off, his son would have that. And now, his kid's like 12 or 13 years old, and I don't know what happened.
But sometimes things are unexpected that you can't control.
No, I understand that. But here's the thing, man. If you really start looking at how much stuff we do have control of,
true.
If we prioritize, if we schedule, if we get on it, we can knock a lot of stuff out. It's like, you're a very healthy individual and athletic.
Yeah.
If you weren't, and you were out of shape and you felt weak and you didn't have this habit, you're going to be like one day, and then all of a sudden one day's going to come and you're just going to be a lazy, unhealthy person.
I'll be a couch potato like that Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it.
Yeah.
So shit happens, but there's so much more we control that if you really, again, zoom out, it's like, dude, I could totally change this. And I totally could have had him on the podcast. We were like switching on and off, and then the new gym, and then I was like, I'll meet you at the new gym, and I could have had him. And
I like the LA Fitness.
The new one?
Universal.
Yeah, me too.
It's the home. It's the home. Yeah.
It's home. It's more
the North Hollywood, NoHo West. Everyone is not a good gym.
Yeah, I don't like the benches.
Fix it, LA Fitness. Fix it. It's not that great. It doesn't have the right equipment. I don't know what you guys are doing over there.
But you know why, right?
Why?
It was supposed to be.
Was it supposed to be Signature?
No, it was supposed to be a 24-hour.
No.
Yeah.
And then
it was supposed to be 24 hours. Something happened with the lease. It dropped. That's why the locker rooms are smaller. That's why the equipment, even the bench. Like I jump on the bench and I'm like, it feels awkward.
Yeah, there's a certain thing that they have at the Universal LA Fitness for legs, because I can't do the hatch squat because of my back.
Right.
So they have this other thing that's kind of like for more isolated hamstrings. This is like one of the only few gyms that actually still has it, and I can actually, do it, and I'm still.
Oh yeah, right there by the cables.
Yeah, that too, and then the other one
the one in front of the cables.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A little bit like that, or some other thing like that. Yeah. So. Yeah. And that helps. That helps my back, So that helps me keep everything pretty good without causing sciatica. Yep, true fact.
Of course. And I like the pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like the outdoor pool. I love. Yeah. No. This is.
Oh, I've been going there for now. Gosh, 13 plus years.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, easy.
Since 2000. Oh my God, 2009. But I really got serious about it when I was 26. I'm 36 now, so about 10 plus years ago. So
yeah. Remember Studio City one? I think we talked about.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah, right there.
Cave downstairs.
Where Ohana Barbecue is right now. They have good Hawaiian barbecue.
I love that place. Oh, me too. I love that place. I get
chicken,
the number 2 chicken.
The chicken is fire.
No rice.
Yeah,
I do double salad.
Oh my God, the place is so fire.
Yeah, I used to go. Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Now they're building that whole area up and stuff like that.
Amazon bought them, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're trying to buy them out too. They're like, dude, you guys gotta get out of here.
Oh no, eminent domain. They're trying to.
Yeah. Well, in eminent domain, my understanding is when the government is
gotcha.
trying to go through your
my
property.
Sorry, yeah.
This is like a type of eminent domain.
Similar, yeah.
But I guess that they're hanging on, man.
Oh man,
they're hanging on.
It's kind of crazy.
They're like, nope, not today.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have the Pokey, and then they have but that area also was prone to a lot of flooding in the area too when we had major storms. So that whole area on Ventura Boulevard was a constant problem.
What's crazy is when the river fills up here.
Yeah.
What's insane is like a block more, there's the other part of the river.
Right,
more
exactly.
So there's two of these rivers.
Oh, I know. It's crazy, right? Yeah.
In what? Again, 24 hours? Less?
Yeah. And that's what's weird about the LA River. It could be bone dry, and then it floods, and then it's bone dry again. You're like, where did all the water go? But it goes.
We should have done the podcast in the LA River.
Right? We should.
That would have been cool.
It would have been very, very. We used to put harnesses and be like, "This is what's happening now."
No, there's an entrance somewhere.
Really?
By Griffith Park.
Oh my gosh!
By Griffith Park, there's like an entrance. That's where I
need my raincoat and everything. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be super cool. Yeah, because I started doing a portable podcast.
Oh no way! Really?
We can definitely do that. So next time we're going to definitely do that. So today
you got to get during the height of storms.
Yeah. Is February 13th. This weekend was going to rain, but now it's not. Now it's being pushed till next week, or
no, it's still going to rain. We have our first initial cold front is coming on Saturday. That's still happening,
but
it's not a strong cold front as right now. That could change,
right? Because
of the high pressure that's to the south. Still going to bring in rain in Northern California, Central California. They're going to get quite a bit of rain. Probably about 0.80 to about 1.2 inches of rain. That's that first initial front. That's going to be about more of the wetting kind of rain. The second storm's still coming. The trajectory and the axis point that we're still looking at, that one still has Los Angeles County still in its crosshairs.
Right.
It's still, but it's not like what we saw last time where we had, again, significant amount of rain over 6 to 12 inches to 15 inches of rain in some of the upslope areas near Beverly Hills and UCLA.
Right.
It's going to be much more of a normal sort of still heightened storm. But the question is the low pressure, and that's always the interesting thing about these storms, could it stall out more and become a much stronger storm and come delayed later on? Or will it completely? So that's the part we're still looking at. Is it going to be like more Santa Barbara, or is it going to be further? We know it's further north, but is LA and further south going to be affected? And that's right now, it's still about 6 days out. So we won't know really anything as far as the direct impact because it's more of a slow moving system and possibly kind of almost like a semi cutoff low scenario. And that really can change the forecast. We call a cutoff low weatherman's low for a reason because it can kind of stall out and then it could change direction at any moment. So there'll be more details on my Instagram, on my Twitter page, on my TikTok that's coming up with that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Congratulations on the blowing up on the TikTok.
Thank you.
It's been
117,000.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting.
And you've been working on that for how long now?
My 4th year anniversary is this week.
Congratulations, man.
Yes, 4 years now.
It's amazing.
Just steady, steady patience, dedication. I think is the most important with anything you do. Any type of social media thing, it's all about patience and dedication and really just the focus and the drive and putting all, like your podcast, your hard-earned work, everything you do, taking time out and being able to do that. And it's not easy to do because we also have, our normal lives too as well. So we have to kind of create a balance too. And sometimes you do have to take a break from it because if you're constantly like doing all the time,
you're gonna get burnt out.
You got to have some balance that's in there as well. So
yeah,
I think that's important. Yeah,
always. No, that's it. That's very exciting on your news.
Thank you.
And, the journey's long, but it's so worth it.
It's just beginning. I also have our subscribers now. I have subscribers that are on TikTok, but almost 117 subscribers, and that's really cool. We talk about different topics 3 times per month. We talk about different topics. So last time we talked about more of the physics of an atmospheric river.
Right.
And we talked about the intensity. Next one that's going to be on the 24th, we're talking about more of Santa Ana winds. And we're going to also be talking about how El Nino affects them.
This is cool. So it's like a master class with you.
Yeah, kind of.
That's
so
awesome.
like it's small little segments, and then I have my regular live streams. And that's more of the general consensus, what's happening with the weather and the earthquakes and whatever's going on during that time. But mostly focus on the weather. When we have earthquakes, I just say, oh, we have an earthquake here and there, and that's it. But, mostly it's I leave that to Dr. Lucy Jones. She can handle the earthquakes for now. Yeah. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
The master class with Jason.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much for your subscribers. That's perfect. That's a beautiful service.
Yeah. And so,
you're teaching them exactly.
And we also do trivia at the end of my live streams. We do trivia. So what I do is I want to see if everyone's paying attention. Like last night, and everything I discussed, they said, oh, what's this low pressure doing? And where is this subtropical jet stream going? Or what is the name of this cloud? Or it's pretty cool. And I think that's important too, because you want your audience to also to have engagement. Yeah. And be able to have that fundamentals of what's going on. So I my takeaway when I do my live streams is I want people to learn, engage, and also bring something, and also be more awareness of what's around them too.
Right.
And that's, I think, the most thing, because I could be like, blah, 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 storm.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, huh?
Yeah, who cares?
Like,
yeah.
Okay. But if I tell them how it's happening, why it's happening, and this is why, the fundamentals of it, and build like the building blocks of it, that's going to be pretty crucial standpoint of what's going on. So I think that's essentially what my goal is this year, is to continue doing that.
Well, it sounds like you're doing it, and you're kicking butt at it.
Appreciate it. So.
Yeah. And any travel plans to discover weather? Or, it's funny. Before you answer that, the whole Hawaii thing, I was telling you, was like affordable because they had that big disaster and people weren't traveling there. So hotel and airfare was super cheap. And there's a guy that what he does, he's kind of like, I believe he's a journalist. Huh. He's a journalist or a photographer.
Okay.
But he goes to places when they're like after war, after a disaster.
I think I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name, though.
Yeah, he goes to those things after everything. And he goes because he's like, number one, it's super cheap. It's dirt cheap. Number two, they need any kind of support. So the restaurants need, the hotels need, like any money works.
I went after Hurricane Irma in 2000, and I think it was 5 years after they were still in San Martin in 2019 in April. Yeah. And it was easy to go there to the islands because it was, and I did some research on there. They got hit by really, really intense Category 4, Category 5 storm. That's the one that also went through Puerto Rico as well, Irma and Maria. And it was very, very devastating. And so, and those islands were still, no one really knew about the islands, but they were still picking up the pieces, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
you
I saw that. I saw what was going on.
Did you report from there?
I did a little bit of report, but that was like way back in the day. So I was still kind of like getting
you do that footing. Now, I'm sure it's going to be like insane.
Yeah, well, as best as I can. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you have done that, and you would do that.
Yeah, I would do that. Actually, I used to have a YouTube channel, but you need to continue up with that too as well. But, because you have to do TikTok, you do your writing for Twitter, which is Jason61987, and my TikTok is Weather Daddy, or people like to call the Weather Daddy Network.
Hilarious.
And then of course my Instagram. I tried changing it to all of them, but you can't do that apparently according to Instagram. I don't know. So, and then my Instagram is my name is Jason Daniel Farhang, or the Farhang, which is the Farhang.
But what do you mean you couldn't change them all?
I don't know. TikTok allows you. It's fine, but when you have Twitter and you have also Instagram, for some reason I can't change my name.
I have everything right, Boundless.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go check it out. So
I have YouTube's at Right Boundless.
Okay.
Spotify.
So maybe I should just all connect it to it, like different types of things. Yeah.
Mine's are all Right Boundless.
Yeah, I have like different ones. So because they're different things too. So maybe that's why too.
It's important because. Again, I know it's kind of unique, my name, Right Boundless.
Yeah.
But it's not so unique. But, like, if you Google Right Boundless, I'm the only thing popping up under Right. Like, nothing.
Right.
It will go on for Google pages and Google, like, Robert is Right Boundless.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what I do like about it. I think Twitter's the only weird one where somebody took it, and I'm like, Right Boundless 1 or something.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even Twitter
I'll send El Nino to them.
Yeah. Woo! He's gonna send El Nino.
Oh man!
What else is cooking, man?
Let's see what else is cooking. Just been working on my website pretty much for the most part, and it's just continuing to be a better.
The original website, or are you doing a new website?
All of them, all platforms. It takes a lot of work to write the forecasts out, a lot of editing, a lot of everything.
Who are you using?
I pretty much use I write my own stuff, and then I use pretty much just basic stuff on grammar, for the most part.
No, I know, but what are you using? Squarespace, Wix?
No, just
WordPress.
Normal. No,
just WordPress.
Just regular typing. And what I do is I just type it from scratch, and then I edit it and do all that stuff.
But where do you post it?
Oh, Twitter, Facebook.
But when so you're talking about your social media or
Yeah.
your website?
No, I do it for my
social
medias. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
No, because I was going to say, if you launch a website.
I used to have my own
I remember.
website.
We went on it.
And I'm thinking of redoing it again.
If you do it, use Wix.
Okay.
Number one, it's freaking easy.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, it automatically generates a blog section. So you could just put all your blogs there.
Okay.
Number three, you can set up a group. So for example,
it's almost like climate. It's almost like a blog spot back in the day.
No, but it's way better. You have Blogspot. Yeah. You have Blogspot. No.
It's way better.
This is. You can have people go to your site and sign up on your site with their email information, and then you can create a group for them and be like, "Hey guys, you guys want to be posted on daily stuff, like a Facebook group?
Okay,
but it's on your site.
Oh, okay.
And then it has the links to all your stuff.
Okay,
and then it has all your blog stuff. And then if you want to put merch, you can put merch. And
I want to do merch too. I was thinking of doing like Weather Daddy merch.
Dude, you got to.
So maybe
I'm telling you, Wix, check out my site.
Okay.
Besides, I got to work on my landing page. Besides the landing page, if you look at how much.
Check out his site, guys. He has really good stuff.
Yeah, Ride Boundless.
Yeah. No, he's given me this opportunity to have the podcast, so thank you.
Yeah.
Robert.
No, but I appreciate that. But what I'm telling you is if you set up a website with Wix, and I have no connection with Wix, to get your blog section, your social media linked in there, to get groups to follow you, to start an email list, to start your merch, to start all that stuff, it's so easy, dude. It's so easy.
That's pretty cool.
That I'm talking about within a week or two, you'll have like the perfect one place for everything of your stuff.
I'll have to check
especially since you have different names, on different platforms. Now it's just, you're just promoting, look, the weatherdaddy.com, ... and then people can just follow you and get whatever they want.
Weatherdaddy.com. I like that. That's cool.
Maybe I shouldn't publish this episode until you buy that. And I think if you sign up with them, they give you a free domain for the first year.
Okay.
So you could totally do that.
I'll definitely look into it. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then last but not least, fitness, health. How's that going? What's your diet? What are you doing nowadays? Are you 5 times a week?
Just keep on, just keep on going as best as I can.
38, you said, right?
36.
36.
Not 38 yet.
Dun.
No. June 19th, I'll be 37.
37, nice.
Not 38 yet. No,
yeah.
I hope I don't look 38. Not yet.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
I heard an even number.
Right. Basically, just continue the consistency. It's all about the consistency and being able to continue with that, and just, just enjoy working out. That's all, do. Don't try to push yourself to the extreme limit where you can produce injury, just enough to be able to maintain or build muscle and continue that growth that I need to do. And I eat pretty healthy: salads, chicken, rice, salmon, steak, like good ribeye once in a while.
Or you eat out?
I eat home. I cook too. I have an air fryer.
I love the air fryer.
Oh, they're amazing.
Greatest thing in the world.
They're amazing.
I was holding back on it for so many years, and my buddy's like, air fryer, air fryer. I'm like, nah. Once I got one, I was like, dude, it's so good that would, like, I wish I invented it. That's how good it is.
Right. I put like some, I season it. I put the chicken and I put it in there for like 420 degrees for like 20 minutes or so, or 15 minutes, and boom, instant,
crispy,
amazing,
perfect
chicken with a little bit of rice, jasmine rice. Put a little bit of basil and garlic and a little bit of butter, just small amount of butter. Mix it all together.
Love butter.
Yeah, and just make it nice and fluffy, and then have some vegetables aside. Boom,
done. Nice and easy.
Beast mode food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I started a butcher box.
Oh, how do you like that?
I like it.
So what is that exactly? I've been hearing about that, but I wasn't too sure about that.
So I've tried a few. There's one, Fresh Health Fresh or something. I was doing that one.
HelloFresh? Is it HelloFresh?
HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, HelloFresh.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Too much cooking. I like the introductions of certain foods that I usually wouldn't get, and I like the recipes, but like it's a full cooking performance. Get your carrots ready, turn on the oven, get a pan.
It's like they want you to be a chef, bro.
They want you to be a chef.
Right?
That's exactly what it is, you know. But it's like a full gourmet meal, but cooking starts getting like I love cooking.
Yeah, but
it
takes like 2 hours. You're making a full course meal for your family.
Yeah, enough. So I jumped off that one.
Okay.
And then I went to Butcher Box. Okay. Butcher Box is it's all meat. It's all meat and fish.
Oh, interesting.
And it's all grass fed.
Oh, that's
and
good.
It's organic.
That's really good.
And it's all properly raised in certain farms, and they have the serial number. Like it's
hashtag Butcher Box.
Hashtag.
See, we're even promoting different.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that one you could go to rightboundless.com or .net. Sorry, rightboundless.net.
Right.
And I just did a blog on the Butcher Box on my experience on it.
See, it's good.
And I did the Italian meatballs. Picked up some steaks. They had organic chicken strips that I got from my son, but organic chicken strips. So I was like, this is great.
That's really cool.
I don't usually find organic chicken strips. Sirloin steak, New York steak, and I
getting me hungry, bro.
Dude, no, I'm still on a fast.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I'm drooling here. But I liked it because I can get my vegetables separately and whatever I'm used to, and I get my rice or whatever carbs if I want to do carbs.
Right.
It's just the meat selection's amazing. The steaks are amazing, and it's great quality, man.
You're selling me on it. I'm going to probably try to get it.
It's great quality. Yeah, I went with the small, I think it's called the smaller family package, and it's like it's $180 every 6 weeks.
That's not bad because you know how much it costs to go out in LA for a meal.
Dude,
you go to Irwan, you get that $30-$40. You go to Chipotle. It adds up. It adds up.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all. Especially the stuff that has like more meat, like the Italian meatballs.
Okay.
If you start working on like serving sizes, like the serving size is 4 meatballs. All right, let me get 4 meatballs, a side of rice, some vegetables. Boom. That packet now is like 12 servings per bag. Oh wow! So that's 12 servings, and then you have your steak here, and then it's awesome.
Something I'll have to look into.
Yeah. Well, just rightboundless.net.
Right.
Just
exactly.
Click on blogs and Butcher Box. Boom. And there's a link that you'll save $50 if you click on that link.
There you go.
First order. That's what it's about.
Just like that. There you go. So.
Yeah. So more weather's coming. Weather's crazy. More weather's coming.
I always want to leave this. Be always weather ready no matter what.
And what does that mean?
Well, I mean, you want to have emergency preparedness, at least some sort of flashlight. You want to have bottles of water. We have been having a little bit of seismic activity. It's always good to be earthquake ready. We live in California. Well, coincidentally, after 30 years, all of a sudden the faults have decided to go, I'm awake. And they're starting to move a little bit. We need to be ready. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I think we need to be ready. I think it's urgency.
Why is he saying that? He knows something.
We need to be ready at all times. I think that's the takeaway message of what's been going on here with any type of natural disaster. So,
all right, can I ask you anything? Yeah. Are you good if I ask you anything?
Go ask me anything. Go.
What do you think about having weapons or a gun if shit hits the fan? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't own one. So there you go, folks. I don't own one.
You wouldn't get one?
I don't know. I never decided to do anything like that. So yeah. No, I've never even been to a. You're just gonna laugh at me. I never even been to a shooting range.
I will recommend. I will recommend for you and for anybody watching this. Try out a shooting range. Go out to a shooting range and try it and shoot it and this, that. You know, I've owned guns for over 20-something years, and I do it for sport. You know, I'll go on the weekends, and you know, it's just a sport thing. But what was it when COVID hit the fan, and things were getting a little weird for everybody? I had people call me up and they're like, "Can I borrow one of your guns?" I was like, "No,
no,
of course not.
No,
what do you mean?
No. Right?
Do you know gun sales were up? You know,
interesting. I did not know that.
Oh, gun sales were up. Ammunition was up. People couldn't keep stuff in stock.
Oh, wow.
People were desperate because remember during COVID, there was like the riots going on. Houses were being attacked, robberies. People started getting really, super paranoid. And I know I had at least half a dozen people call me up to see if they can borrow a gun. I was like, no way. Wow. No way. So, but I would say going to a gun range, there's nothing wrong with that. You know? It just depends.
I don't know. I think I'll be a little bit nervous, but I don't know.
But
it'll be something I would have to get. I think I would rather go maybe skydiving than do that. I think that's
skydiving with guns.
That's the way to go, bro.
Yeah, skydiving with guns and swords.
One of my buddies wants me to go skydiving for their birthday. My friend Kevin.
Yeah.
Hernandez. Yes, I said your name on a podcast.
Kevin?
Awesome guy, by the way. Great fitness. His whole family does great fitness and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, he wants me to go skydiving in May, and I'm like,
it's awesome.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of nervous already thinking about it. I'm like, okay. So I'd probably rather do that. That's something you said. Maybe I would do skydiving. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm scared, but I'm something that I'm
do it. It's super awesome.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I've done it multiple times.
Oh, multiple times. Okay.
Yeah. What are you scared of? The height aspect or something?
Just I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna freeze up there and be like, "Oh no, I can't do it." I'm gonna be pushed off the plane.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. But you're gonna be taped onto somebody, and then they're gonna push you out, and that's it.
I feel like I'll pass out in midair and be like,
No. The whole scare part is just that half second of that transformation of the plane to outside. But as soon as you're like, this is awesome, it instantly turns into awesome. What's funny is, I was more terrified the second time than the first time.
Really?
Why? The first time was like a long night. Like we were partying and drinking, and then I lived in Santa Cruz at the time.
Okay.
So I lived in Santa Cruz at the time, and then my buddy and I, we went to San Francisco, and then we met some girls, and then with the girls, we went to Monterey. The girls were like, we're going to Monterey. We're going to go skydiving. We're like, well, we live in Santa Cruz. It's on its way.
Look at you guys just having a blast.
And we stopped in Santa Cruz, had breakfast. Like, we stayed up all night drinking and partying and at the beach.
Party animal.
And then, but this is like, I'm 20-something. And then
still 22. It's okay.
And yeah, I'm still 20-something. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then we get to Monterey, and what's cool about Monterey is Monterey has the highest skydive in the United States.
Oh, really?
If I recall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because most places.
Hear that, Kevin? Skydive Monterey.
I'm telling you, because most places do 12,000 or 15,000.
Oh, interesting.
Monterey does 18,000.
Oh my goodness, that's really high.
Anyways, long story short, hungover, buzzed, no sleep. I did that like nothing. The second time, it was more terrifying.
Because you were sober.
One, because I was sober.
You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna like jump out of the plane. I'm like,
wait
shit.
a minute, right? And then not only that, but you start thinking, I already did this. Why am I doing this again? This is
because now you don't have that alcohol rushing through your body.
Well, you don't have the alcohol.
You feel that alcohol courage. Yeah. You're like, oh, this is fun. Now you're like, oh shit, this is a real possibility.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, but the second time was wild. And then the third time was like awesome. You know, the third time I was like, I mean, they were all awesome. Once you get past that point, it's super awesome. You should definitely do it, man.
All right. I'll drink and I'll drink and then do it. Like, yeah, let's go. It just
especially now, man. Right? Now with like the cool GoPros and the camera quality and stuff like that.
I'm probably gonna be like this. The whole way. I probably won't be screaming like halfway down, be like,
The other thing is,
in other news, say we don't know what happened to Weather Daddy, but he just got so terrified as he jumped out of the plane. He just went,
or the other one, just jump in front of a green screen and just like go like with the fan and be like, I did it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been parasailing. I've been that a long time ago. That's fun. It's, you know, jet skiing. I've done that. I don't know, something about, I'm still trying to get used to the jet skis, but you know, getting used to it is, you know, something that's still pretty.
Actually, I'm gonna post the video probably tomorrow. But I did jet ski in Dubai.
Oh, I bet that was awesome.
It was.
I got to learn how to do the jet skis. I want to learn.
It was kind of scary, man, because I did it in the open sea.
Oh no way!
I think they have like tiger sharks. I don't know, but it's so dark. The water, like you're in the middle of like at first like and then you get into the middle of it. And you're like, where am I going? This is. This is. It was pretty intense. Pretty intense. Yeah.
Was the water warm at least?
Dude, was the water warm? I was there in June.
Oh yeah, so it was definitely.
It was 98 degrees. The water.
Just jump in the water.
the water. But the water looked so scary. Was my point.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
The water.
You don't know.
Terrifying.
The ocean is a terrifying. Place. You know they just found some like mega squid right now in the Miranda Trench. Is like so probably like bigger than this entire place.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they found huge squids, like
or big sharks and crazy,
like megalodon sharks.
Yeah.
You know they do the whole thing about like the sharks, these big sharks coming and eat all these people, and love those movies. But yeah, that's it's interesting. We'll kind of see.
What was that movie? Sharknado. Yeah.
I'll be laughing if that ever does happen. Like somehow there's a water spout that picks up. Some random great white shark and then like it lands like somewhere in Los Angeles. Just, you know, I'm joking, guys. But yeah, it just lands and it's like, in other news, we just don't know what happened here, but there's a big great white shark that fell in this car.
Who knows? A hurricane could just pick something up and.
I know, right? Well, we're having some pretty unusual. Who knows? Jumanji bingo card 2024 is open and ready to play. We don't know what's going to happen next. That's what I call it now. I call it Jumanji bingo card 2020s, and we just checking off the boxes. I mean, Hawaii have fires and just everything.
Lasers from the sky.
Who knows? I mean, just, you know, just crazy stuff. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the one in Hawaii, the Hawaii conspiracy of like the blue cars not getting hit.
Yeah.
Apparently it's late. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oprah's house not being hit. Like, what?
Shout out to Oprah for house not getting hit. Right. So, yeah.
Because they have like certain colored tarps and stuff.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how did certain cars melt?
Right.
But then palm trees next to it.
Well, I mean, it's almost like that with tornadoes. There are certain areas that get completely demolished, and there's houses that don't get touched.
Right, but we're talking like on the same road. We're talking about cars here.
There's so much
melted.
There's so much weird.
And there's a palm tree that's like.
There's so much weird stuff that's going on. It really is.
One of those things. You're working with them. What's going on, man?
No, I'm not.
On this episode,
right, a little Twilight Zone episode. No, so
yeah, no. There's a lot of weird shit going on, and I know what you're saying. There's like weird weather stuff that like is just unexplainable.
Yeah, there's some stuff that you're like, because we started out with this El Nino too. Back to the whole El Nino thing. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a dry El Nino, 2015, 2000. And everyone's like, oh, it's going to be dry. And I said, no, it's not. You're already starting to see the situation starting to develop. In November 15th to 17th, 2020, we had severe storms in San Diego. Already San Diego was getting signs of bad weather. The jet stream was already starting. And then you had thunderstorms or more thunderstorms that were developing. And then December came and you had Santa Barbara got nailed with like almost near 10 inches of rain, kind of similar to what LA got. And then now look at February, and then it was LA's turn. And it was funny, we were on the live streams, and I said, which area is going to get the flooding next? We did like a little poll. it was either Santa Barbara, L.A., Orange County, or San Diego. I never was saying L.A. And sure enough, L.A. got was the next one.
Yeah, but those are the haters.
Yeah. L.A. is going to get it.
Yeah, L.A. needs to get it, but like it's L.A., you know?
Yeah. We're used to it, but I think San Diego was like, and it was funny because everyone from San Diego goes, is it going to happen to me? Is it going to happen to me again? Is it going to happen to me? I'm like, you guys need to chill out. I mean, what do you guys do when you guys do get it again? They were like, they were kind of freaking out, especially Gen Z. Oh my God, yeah. Gen Z was like, I never seen this before. Yeah, I never seen this before. Oh, this is, and it's very interesting hearing a perspective from Gen Z and Alpha and, the younger generation. Oh, I never seen this type of stuff before. Is this normal? No. They're scared. They went through the pandemic. They're going through this. They're going through, Hawaii being burned. They're going through all these crazy different things. So I can imagine with that generation. Wars, yeah. They even mentioned, there's this one guy who's mentioned that Gen Z is like aging faster than millennials now.
Really?
Yeah. They even said that the stress level is higher impact that now that Gen Z doesn't want to work, and it's just this crazy thing. Everyone wants to be influencers. Everyone wants to do this and that. But yeah, it's a very different mindset than millennials. Yeah. Not all, but again, it's very, very different now. Where things are changing now so much,
Right.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's good coffee, making me really talk.
I told you. No, it's very interesting what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You have these different age groups and how it's affecting them.
It's true.
And the growth sprout, not only that, the amount of information kids are getting or younger people are getting is a lot more information than what we had access to, So like when we were growing up, we didn't have an iPhone all the time with reels and info and fun facts, which I love.
Yeah, but sometimes people are getting the wrong information. There's a lot of stuff going on now. Too much. Sometimes too much where they don't believe that something that's really happening is real. Like, I'll give you an example. So you post a satellite picture, back to, Gen Z and also, Alpha, when it comes to different natural disasters and different things that they've been going through, it's been very traumatizing. Like I said, all these different things, this misinformation that's out there. They see these TikTok videos of like a mega tsunami. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen to X, Y, and Z. There's all these videos, all these people that are psychics. Oh, the big one's coming. I'm like, there was this one guy last week who's like, a magnitude 11.0 earthquake's going to strike California. I'm like, no, the San Andreas Fault's not even capable of magnitude 7.8. I'm like, you got to kind of, and it depends.
Do you grab those videos and commentate on them?
Oh, I do. Sometimes.
You should do it all the time.
Sometimes I do, but
because that gives you more content.
Yeah, I do. And I'll sometimes be like, well, no, a bit light about it. I'm like, oh, no, this is what's going on. This is not what you're saying here. There's no such thing as that. Sometimes people will say, oh, this weather is earthquake weather. And I'm like, no, it's not earthquake weather. It's,
that's my favorite, but that's hilarious. Is there earthquake weather? That's so great.
As right now, there's no concrete evidence of earthquake weather. It was like, oh, it rained, so we had an earthquake. I said, no.
No, for me, it was when there's rain, but the sun is shining.
Right.
This is earthquake weather.
Or when there's dry Santa Ana winds. But again, it's not connected because remember the faults are doing their own thing below the Earth's surface, many, many meters down below. So it's always, it's just the coincidental things of these things occurring that makes it, oh, blah, 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 blah. But yeah.
That's not the thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting the way it kind of works. Yeah,
Jason, I love having you on. We should do this more often, especially when there's like a big weather storm or after the weather.
Hey,
and like I said, I'm down to do one in the LA River one day when it's dry. When it's dry, we're not crazy, And
maybe we're gonna jump out of airplanes
unless if we got a raft or something,
right? That would be kind of.
I got a quick question. My last closing question.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought about this, but I was like, if I get a raft when the river's super full, if I get a raft and jump on it, where would it take me?
To the ocean.
What part of the ocean? What part of? But where
Santa Monica area down by
Santa Monica, more Long Beach? Or?
Oh no, everything goes to Santa Monica. That's why you don't want to go to that beach because it's nasty.
This is why only on the Right Balance podcast. Why don't we want to go to Santa Monica? Because all the rivers go to Santa Monica.
All the rivers go to Santa Monica. All of them go to Marina Del Rey.
So all the couches,
everything,
all the chairs, garbage.
Well, there's a distribution area and everything like that, but it's really like that's why they say, "Oh, stay 72 hours out of the water," because you never know where this stuff is coming from. And that type of storm that we just had probably cleaned out everything,
oil,
everything,
tire,
everything. So. Yeah, and people still want to, like, some tourists want to go in the water. Oh, it's Santa Monica water, yay! No. You may lose your
where
hand,
does it start
MRSA,
getting
everything like that?
Where does it start getting good to swim? Like towards Malibu or even more north?
Well, when there's storms, don't go in the water for 72 to even 96 hours, if not even more,
right.
Because everything is still going to go to the ocean. Now, everyone's like, oh, well, all this water, we should conserve water. There has been now 13 trillion gallons of water that has been now collected in Burbank. Shout out to Burbank.
Burbank.
So Burbank is one. I know Santa Clarita is another. They're trying. I know some parts near Folsom Dam up in Northern California, they're trying. You know, Northern California is very good about conserving water. Southern California is still kind of on AOL.
Right.
They're still on dial-up still. We're still trying. And the thing is that when you have so much rain that's coming through, you need to collect that water because remember, even though we got rain this year and rain last year, who knows what comes in the next several years.
Yeah,
because we could go into another drought situation, La Niña. We don't know. Maybe the La Niña will not be like last year where it brings torrential rain. Right. You know, and maybe this is the new norm. The thing is, we don't know if we get into a drier pattern again, and then all that rain needs to be stored up. You don't know what's going to happen with these big players, El Niño, La Niña. I think the brother and sister are just not happy with the globe right now. They're just wreaking havoc. So.
Well, till next time. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.